Hello gorgeous, it's Jen. Welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I would put a face together with you using my chopping block items. I of course will have that video linked at the end of this video if you wanted to see all of the products that I put in the chopping block. And if you're not familiar with chopping block, it's just makeup that I need to show more love to, or makeup that I need to make a decision. Do you need to stay or do you need to go? And it's been fun doing this series because I've been surprised by a few products, and then other products I saw it coming. It was a last run, it's gonna expire. Just getting the old out to make room for the new. If it's not quality, why is it staying? So if that sounds like fun, just keep watching. So I got the boring stuff over with. I did do my brows. I used a little bit of my Wet n Wild. I did put brow gel in. I am testing this Morphe. I just used it for the first time in, I think, my last video. I am still liking that. This is their brow gel, which seems to be performing the same as e.l.f. I did a little eye primer. I used my Ulta matte eyeshadow primer. And I put my face primer on, and in my chopping block is my Honest Beauty Everything Primer Matte. And this is the one that I'm just not sure about. I think it's okay. It just doesn't knock my socks off, but I'm putting a pretty darn good dent in it. So I'm hoping that by the time I get to the next update sometime in December, maybe it'll be gone. I'm going to start with the eyes, and in my chopping block, a little beat up looking, I put my e.l.f. Bite Size Truffles palette in here. These are very inexpensive, $3–4, and this has some very nice cool toned browns and one sort of taupey silver. I did pull in one of my favorite Colourpop. This is the Colourpop Super Shock in Tassle, just in case this shimmer shade is not quite as poppin' as I would like it to be. I'm going to start with this brush. This was from my Beauty Bay collection, and I'm going to go in with this sort of mid-toned brown, and I'm just going to go in circular motions on the outside, depositing most of the product there and then just pulling it around. So it's sort of pressing and circular motions. Sort of angle your face so that you can see if you've gone up so that they are even on both sides. And then if you know you're going underneath with that same shade, might as well grab a smaller brush. Here's a little pencil brush from that same collection from Beauty Bay. I'm just going to go underneath. This one is a little more precise than I was wanting. Let me grab another small brush. I'll use this one from BH, also small, but a little fluffier. I'm just going to drag this under the eyes. Now you could go into this darker shade or this black for the outer corner. I think what I'll do is I'm going to go into the darker brown, and I'm just going to sort of stamp this on right in that outer corner, and then pull it up a little. I'm not going above the crease. I do have a little bit of my Peter Thomas Roth, that little wrinkle corrector. I will post a picture, you know that famous TikTok? Yeah, it got me too. But I do like to use that on occasion. And I also put on my little sweat stuff from Carpe, and it's been doing well. I do break through, but definitely helps with that annoying upper lip sweat. If you suffer from that, I recommend. So far, I've only used it a handful of times, but it's working out well. I'm not breaking out, looking good. So easy peasy. There's the eyes without the shimmer. Now I'm going to go into this shimmer shade right here with my finger. You can see it's kind of a silvery shade. This is just, I think, a great holiday. This is the fanciest palette, I think, in these little e.l.f. bite-size series. And I seem to like these better than their bigger palettes. If you have the e.l.f. bite-size, comment below what your favorite variation is, because I think they pretty much have everything now. There was a rosy one that I didn't like at all. I like the green one a lot. I think it's called Hot Jalapeno. And then I'll take a little bit of that mid-tone shade and just go over that edge. So you can see that's got a very soft shimmer to it. And then if you're like me, you want more. So I'm going to go into this Super Shock Tassle from Colourpop. Feels very smooth and silky to the touch. And do you see that bam pop? And I'm just going to carefully put that a little more towards the inner corner. And look at the difference. Oh, so pretty. And if you feel like you brought that glitter a little too far up, you can just go over it with your crease brush. I kind of always do that anyway, just to make sure we've got a smooth blend. Let's continue with the eyes, and I'm going to throw a little bit of my new to me black Morphe gel liner. You know I love my Inglot. This is what I'm comparing it to, and so far, lovely. And I am really enjoying it with the Alter Ego brush. It's a really nice firm brush on the end. You think that these brushes are all created the same, and they're not. Some of these are super short, super long, firm, soft, but this Alter Ego is great for winged liner. I could not believe how easy. So I'm just gonna tap it into this black, and I'm gonna just slide it across the edges here to make sure that there's not a lot of excess. And then it's really very easy. You just kind of stamp and pull like that, and then pull back down. I am not a liner across the top of the eye kind of gal. I like to keep it on the edge and maybe go up to the center, but getting it very close to the lash line. Stamping and pulling, and then just pulling back down. And then coming up just a little bit, almost to the center of your eye. Yes, very happy with that. I hope it doesn't dry out because it's a good price, nice affordable option, and this is the nicest thing. If you could find a FIRMx bully brush with a gel liner, you will not be afraid of wings anymore. I have my little Essence Extreme Lasting pencil that I'm gonna try to finish up, and there is no point on that, so I'm gonna go ahead and sharpen it with my Sephora collection pencil sharpener that I do enjoy. Did you all see that Sephora is coming out today? Today is Friday. You guys are going to see this on Saturday. They're having another sale, 20% off, and then 30% off Sephora collection. It's a little annoying. I feel bad for the people that only had a 10 or 15% discount and used it, but I'm pretty sure they did this last year as well. Either way, if there were things that you didn't get, you can get them now. And I will try to link some of my Sephora collection videos, because Sephora collection has some fantastic products that I love very much. Mascara, the spray foundation, contour, so many good things from Sephora collection. I'm going to put a little bit of my BH white liner on the bottom lash line. And if the black carries down, then later on I'll just put black on top of that. I don't know if that happens to you, but I always struggle with my black top waterline coming down into my bottom. We'll see how it does today. I've tried to set it with powder. It always seems to happen. But for now, we'll have a bright bottom lash line. Go ahead and curl the lashes, and we'll go into some top lash mascara. I love this. I just want to finish it. This is the Urban Decay Lash Freak, and the last time I used it, it was feeling pretty dry. So this might be the farewell for this little mini mascara that did last me quite a long time, but hopefully we have enough to get us through today. It's got a very interesting applicator. It's like flat on one side and then the brush is on the other. Really deposits mascara well onto your eyes. It can get a little clumpy, so you have to be careful, but you can get some really full and beautiful lashes with this. It's getting a little harder to find, but I was able to find it in my last video, so I'm sure that I'll be able to link it for you. All of the products that I use, I always list and link in the description box, and I do my darndest not to talk about things that you can't get your hands on, because that personally frustrates me. Mascara is on. I think this is the end. I will save this for my next update when I pick my new chopping block, but great mascara. I'm gonna go in next with my concealer because I'm gonna use powder foundation today. Shocking, I know. This concealer is the NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop, and this is the shade Natural. I wanted to give this one some love. I don't think I reach for this because it's not as bright as I would like, so that's my fault. I should have gotten a lighter color. And I could use it to spot conceal, and that's probably what I'll end up doing because it's a pretty good concealer. But my personal taste is just to go a little bit brighter. Not bad. Smooth, a little more even toned. My little Lukey got me up at 3:30 this morning, so I think my eyes are doing all right. That Peter Thomas Roth stuff does help as well. Now I'm going to go in with this Makeup Forever. This is their Matte Velvet Skin Y355 Powder Foundation. It has two sides. I believe the white is a little less coverage and the black is a little more coverage. I have been playing with this since I committed, and this has really changed my thoughts on powder foundation. I really have not been a powder foundation kind of gal. I try. When the L'Oreal came out, I bought that one. When the e.l.f. came out, I bought that one. Colourpop has a powder that has a little more coverage to it. I bought that one, and I just feel I have the J-Cat Aquassurance. I need to do a declutter of my powder foundations, huh? And I do occasionally use them to touch up, but I find they get really heavy. But I will say this one, like for example, yesterday I was shocked. I looked at my face towards the end of the day and it looked great. It did not look heavy, it did not look cakey. I had a mask on yesterday when I took Luke to therapy. We finally got into ABA. I'm very excited. But this powder is beautiful. It really gives a lot of coverage. Like here's a problem area. If I pat it on there, that area just disappears. Over here I have a little bit of a pigment problem. I'm going to tap it on there and it looks so much better. I do like to throw a little bit of setting spray on it though because I don't want it to look dry. So I'm going to throw a little bit of my Milani Make It Last just to help it sink into the skin a little bit more. All right, face is so blank. Let's throw a little bronzer on. In my chopping block is this shade, which is Call Me Maple of my Wet n Wild contour stick. I have 3 shades. I love them. This one is just the shade that I'm least drawn to, so I want to show it some love, and if I still feel like I'm forcing myself to use it, it can go away because I have other shades that I like even better. I'm going to use this half-caked brush that I got in my Boxycharm. It's dense, it's flat, and I did put it on my hand because I do find it's harder to blend when I put it directly on my face. I like to put it on my hand and then stipple it using it that way. And I haven't noticed any problems putting it on top of powders. I think this is one of the most inexpensive cream bronzers or contours that you can pick up at the drugstore that is quality. I'm going to use my e.l.f. Primer Infused Blush. This is in the shade Always Spicy. This one just got lost in the back of the drawer. It is very pigmented. You have to be careful. It is a very strong shade. Going in very, very light with this because it can overpower your face. This is the only one of these that I have. Let me know if you have this in your stash, maybe in a different shade, and if it's also super pigmented, but I would imagine that it is. Good, not too orange. It's got a rosiness to it, like a brownie rose. I like that. Throw a little mascara on my bottom lashes. I'm not going to set under the eyes because this NYX concealer is on the matte side and I do not want to dry out under my eyes. I'm going to jump into my Hourglass. This is the Diffused Bronze Light Little Baby that you can still get, and I have been going to town on this every day and I don't feel like I'm close to pan, but I am enjoying the effort. This is just one of the prettiest bronzers. If you're heavy-handed, you can't go overboard with it because it's more of a buildable formula, and it's just so smoothing on the skin. I don't have a lot from Hourglass. I do have a highlight palette that's no longer available, so it's in my sort of my secret drawer of I can't show this on camera, but I won't get rid of it. But highlight lasts you so darn long. I'll probably have it for the rest of my life. But this, the little bulge on the top is kind of going away, but I don't seem to be close to pan. But I just love the way my cheeks look when I use this bronzer. For lip liner, I'm going in with a red lip today, and I grabbed my Gerard Cosmetics. I got this, I believe, off of Boxycharm. I grabbed my Fenty Poutsicle in, I believe it's Strawberry Sangria. Yes, it is their red, and this is a hydrating lip stain. I have not played with this in a while, and I just thought that would be fun with a cool eye and a sparkling black shirt. Feels like a water gel going on the lips, and if you do not like the feeling of a heavy lip product, this feels light. You let it set and then it stains your lips and stays on for the longest time. The shine will eventually go away, but your lips are left nourished and with color. I think I might add a little bit of white in my inner corner. Big shock. Just gonna draw that little V right here. I'm gonna fix the hair and I'll be right back. I do wanna go ahead and set the face. We'll stick with the Milani. I always grab my one size. We'll stick with the Milani since we use that to set the powder foundation. The skin looks good. I really like, maybe this primer did a good job. We'll see. I'm continuing to test it with different foundations and it really hasn't blown my socks off, so I truly think the magic is happening here. This Makeup Forever powder foundation, as of right now, I'm going to say this is the tops as far as powder foundations go with me. Loved everything else. Nothing really let me down. Let me know what you think of the look. If you're not subscribed, make sure that you subscribe before you leave. I would love to have you join me. I upload videos on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. Give the video a thumbs up if you had some fun. Hit that notification bell so that you know when I upload, and I will see you in the next one. Have a great day.